Jasmine Jones.
I'm Sydney Everett. I'm Kara Rutland, and this is our A Raisin in the Sun documentary.
Lorraine Hansberry's A Raisin in the Sun is set on the south side of Chicago in the 1950s. The story is about the Youngers, a low-income family who have different aspirations. When the Youngers receive a $10,000 check, they must learn how to cooperate as a functioning unit.
In A Raisin in the Sun, we discovered two themes. The first theme we realized was in the book was black masculinity, and the second theme we picked up on was gender roles. The first theme, black masculinity, was exemplified in several different instances within the book, and it was a very controversial topic at that. It was controversial because there were two different definitions that we picked from the book. The first definition of black masculinity was a man who works hard for everything he earns, while the second was a man with a lot of money.
Textual evidence for black masculinity takes place in Act 2, Scene 3, page 86. I seen him grow thin and old before he was 40, working and working and working like somebody's old horse. The next textual evidence takes place in Act 3, Scene 1, page 100. And he have decided to move in our house because my father, he earned it brick by brick. In both textual evidence, it illustrates that a black man is working hard for his family as hard as he can, and basically that Big Walter worked his health to death.
Our second theme, once again, was gender roles. This theme was also controversial, but it was a more obvious theme due to its heavy prevalence in the book. It was controversial because the initial stereotype for gender roles that the book displays is that men are superior and women are to follow after them or to stay in their shadow. The controversy comes in when one of the female characters is independent. She works hard to be successful instead of just living to serve the male race.
The textual evidence that represents gender roles takes place in Act 3, Scene 1, page 102. Girl, if you don't get all them silly ideas out of your head, you better marry a man with some loot. The next textual evidence takes place in Act 3, Scene 1, page 11. Walter, leave me alone. She raises her head and stares at him vigorously, then sits more quietly. Eat your eggs. These examples illustrate that a man is perceived to have money and to be powerful with values and morals. Also, girls are seen to have to be with someone with money because they cannot sustain for themselves.
The artist that was assigned to our group was Jordan Castile. Jordan Castile was born in 1989 in Denver, Colorado, where she was also raised. She received her bachelor's from Agnes Scott College in Decatur, Georgia, for studio art. She also received her Master's of Fine Arts in painting and printmaking from Yale. She has been an artist in residence at Yaddo, Saratoga Springs, New York. She now lives and works in New York, New York.
The first artwork by Jordan Castile is called Three Lions. In the picture, there are three boys, two adults, one mixed child whose skin tone is exaggerated on purpose. The two adults are a dark tone. The painting shows family and how a man can carry a child just as well as a woman. Big Walter was a family man and carried his family on his back. The second artwork is Ato. In the artwork, a young black boy is sitting in a chair, very poised, looking naked and a bland look on his face. The boy in the painting contradicts the characters in the play. Ato illustrates that a man can be introvert rather than an outspoken, jubilant man, such as Walter, Travis, and Assegai.
The first song we chose to represent our themes in A Raisin in the Sun is It's a Man's World by James Brown. We chose this line because it can stand alone to show how women are essential and a support system to a man. For example, the relationship between Walter and Ruth and Big Walter and Mama. The next song we chose to represent A Raisin in the Sun is Tunnel Vision by Kodak Black. We chose this song because the line, "I need me a little baby who gon' listen," represents the altercation between Walter and Ruth, where Walter states that he needs someone to support him.
Thank you for watching our documentary on Lorraine Hansberry's A Raisin in the Sun.
Artwork by Jordan Castile.
Music by Kodak Black and James Brown.
My name is Kara Rutland.
My name is Jasmine Jones.
And I'm Sydney Everett.
Bye!